You propose a more complete Commonwealth as something to aspire to. What does a more complete Commonwealth look like?
I think that there's a basic hidden architecture to Australia, and it constitutes three parts. I call it the kind of triune nation, and that is the fact of our Indigenous heritage. As much as we don't recognise that now in any formal way, Australia's foundation is the Indigenous heritage painted on this continent. The second part of it is our British inheritance. The institutions that we take for granted are a direct inheritance from Britain. And a third part is our migrant triumph, the triumph of immigration, the gifts of peoples from all over the world. They seem to me to be the three parts of our nation. They make up our Commonwealth, and it is nigh time that we put those three pieces together and came to a recognition that Indigenous heritage and the British heritage and the migrant contribution are the three pieces that make up our country, and we should recognise that.
One key thing we're arguing about at the moment in the run-up to this referendum, whenever it may occur, is whether the recognition of the prior ownership of this country and prior existence in this country of Aboriginal Australians be recognised in a preamble to the Constitution or within the Constitution itself. Does that matter?
I'm quite taken with the idea put forward by Julian, Lisa and Damien Freeman, two constitutional conservatives, of the idea of a declaration. Akin to the American Declaration of Independence, something that would be a much more handsome and not miserly poetry.
But something that accompanies the Constitution.
That accompanies and sits alongside the Constitution, but not in the Constitution proper. Because if we get into the preamble business, we will be absolutely miserable about every word that that we might insert at the beginning of our national document. Whereas a declaration is something that could be used in the civic life of Australia, that could be like our version of the Gettysburg Address, really, something that every child could recite, and our public institutions could really have something visionary and poetic.